Hey, welcome all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, B-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. Why I do what I do for you. Man, it's getting good. I'm enjoying what I'm doing for you. Hope you're enjoying it too. Let's go. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. The message in the story for life. I'm giving you life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinkers mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, to get all right thinkers to know themselves with knowledge and understanding that I give to you. That's why I do what I do for you, so you can know you too. Know thyself. I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's why I'm here, to do just that, get you to know you. And a person who knows not, excuse me, person who knows not and knows that they don't know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. That's why you teach them. That's why I'm here to do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinking, what I said. And to my eye, be true. I'm going on lesson. This is the third session of this lesson of creative matter, physical reality. Now I'm down to the aspect of the mind of God, right? Let's talk about the mind of God conceives creation as what? A dream within a dream. AKA, we're going to talk about Kepler. Okay. I gave you the information about him. He's the scarab head God. We know about the scarab beetle. They are I call them custodians or the sanitation of the Serengeti. All right. But let's talk about Kepler. Just as a dream can be experienced within another dream. Okay? God creates new forms of what? Existence, aka world systems, universe, life forms, etc. as successful what? Mental thoughts within thoughts. Picture that. Okay? But modern physics says what? They would see this concept as they call it the multidimensional. Okay. But movement of what? Energy. Remember, energy is neither used or wasted, only reformulated into what? Ever changing infinity. It's never going to stop. And one of the most important but not well known ancient Indian Vedic text called Yoga Vasista, also known as the Maha Ramayana. Okay, that's the book of India that they read, they get knowledge from. Everybody has a book that they study from. There is a story. Watch this. And all the books tell stories, mythological, allegorical, philosophical stories to teach lessons. That's the concept. And there's a story that illustrating the same idea, creation, watch this, as expressed by God in the form of Kepler, a seeker of what? Enlightenment, meditates on what? His own existence, and finds that he is meditating upon what? Someone who is having a dream. The dream subject being meditated on what? Discovers he is in the same way, excuse me, where we at? Okay. Meditate that he is in the same way we exist through many what? Incarnations, creating what? the projection of a body. Oh, I missed the whole line. Sorry about that. Let me go back. A seeker of enlightenment meditates on his own existence, himself, and what he finds that in his meditation upon someone who is having a dream, the dream subject being meditated on discovers that he is in the same way we exist through many incarnations, creating the projection. Oh, that ain't right. The dream subject is being meditated on. What happened to it? Okay. A dream of someone else and soon on until the root personality, there you go, or subject is reached. Know who that is? That root personality, the subject that you're reaching for is God Himself. In the same way we exist through many incarnations, there we go, creating the projection of a body and surrounding world. What's this? But in reality, each of us is God. What's this? Having an innumerable dream. I call it having a human experience. Our experience in God's mind is dream world. That's why it's an illusionary. Hope you understand this where we at. So now in the yoga of Ashista, as well as the creation of Capria, creation occurs where? Due to the power, how? Due to the power of the mind to what? Think and believe in what is thought. You have to have the ability to think and believe in what is thought. I tell you, I learn, I comprehend, I manifest it by producing it, employing it to see if it works. That's the factors what I use, how I get enlightened, how I learn and manifest for myself what it is I'm trying to learn and what I already know it or not. So if you know it, prove it. And since watch this, since the universe proceeds from what? The mind of who? God. Again, is projected from his mind through what? A dream process, as it were. But it follows that all things, our mental ideas, as well as what is called physical reality, are in reality what? Emanations from the cosmic mind of God. Again, I'm going to keep going. So therefore, watch this. Therefore, it follows that atonement of what? The individual human mind becoming conscious of who you are and becoming one with that cosmic mind will bring forth what? That union through meditation and practice Maya philosophy will bring forth the union with what? With the cosmos, aka Maya. I love it. Thus, by getting back, religion is to bring you back to the source of who you are. That's the goal. That's the purpose. But it is not doing the job because it's been corrupted, misunderstood, and professed and practiced a lot wrong ways. But the goal of it is to take you back to God, to bring you, connect you to your source, God. All right. Watch this. Thus, by getting back to the source of what? The original thoughts of the mind, it is what? Possible to find enlightenment of self. This task, and it is, may be accomplished, now you go, by simple but intense reflection on the nature of reality. You have to study nature, understand nature, and you have a better understanding of yourself and God. He's in both. Okay, watch this. Now, as we are innately, that means whether you know it, like it, don't care. We are innately divine netters, aka gods in the flesh. I get annoyed when I keep telling about this Jesus guy. He was God. We all are. So we too can what? Create with what? Our minds. Not only ideas, but new physical realities as well. Through the practice, again, and exercise of our heart, mind, and tongue, which is the will. When I was overweight, I decided to change my body. I didn't like the way it looked. So I got it in shape by exercising, putting in the work, stop doing certain things that's going to help my body to become better. And now that's the difference with me personally. And watch this. It is only because we can what? We have been convinced by the world what? That we are puny animals. We just humans in need of a savior, somebody to save us, in need of salvation and assistance from what? An outside of ourselves, that we exist in a degraded, ignorant, depressed state of mind when you are spiritually ignorant of your higher self. Therefore, from an even higher perspective, it must be understood that our concepts of God, and there are many, the cosmic mind that creates all and causes existence to appear to exist, is only a projection of God. Relax, calm down. I'm hoping you understand this, because when I'm reading, I'm hoping I'm getting across the point, because it's making sense to me. Maybe it's just me. But here we go. Now, thus, the mind of the netter God is what is the source of what? All creation and everything that springs forth from them. This is the mystery of mysteries that must be known not only intellectually, meaning you can study and read, but intuitionally, meaning you can act on it. You can actually know it. All philosophical, religious, and scientific ideas originate, hearing this, from the one source. Again, religion, same thing. Yoga, we all want to get to God. We want to make that connection. All other mysteries or ideas are what? Only lower mysteries which proceed from within the simple truth. We take a little smidgen of something and make it something else. That ain't the truth. Stick to the script, so to speak. Watch this. Now, the pursuit of intricate religious, philosophical, or mystical systems, watch this, is thus likened to what? A dream within a dream. Again, the pursuit of an illusion, if they do not lead to this simple truth, guess what? As creation is vast and capable of providing the mind with endless subjects and intrinsities, is it is easy to get what? Caught in illusions. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Distractions and false preachings, a whole bunch of stuff that if you ain't up on your game, you fall victim and be part of that group of the, yeah, believing you know when you really don't, or thinking you know when you really don't. Okay? Therefore, the most important ability to what develop, and the ability is, the most important ability to develop is what? The ability, you listening? I call him Anubis. Y'all know him as Anpu or Anubis Anpu. Is to be able to distinguish real from unreal, truth from a lie. It's called discernment for you, religious followers. Okay, when your discernment is high, you will recognize BS. Simple. And watch this. Now, it is important, therefore, to understand that spiritual freedom cannot be attained, you listening, from reading the material in this book or any other book. I read, I tell you, to learn. I produce, I manifest by implying what I learn to see if it works. That's right thing of philosophy. And watch this, the information is needed, but the goal goes beyond thoughts. So if a person thinks right, I read what? I read wisdom books, books to give me knowledge and understanding. But so now I am enlightened. No, no, no. When you manifest what you learn, when you live and prove what you learn is what you're learning, that's enlightened. And watch this. Where we at? Then that person, watch this, is probably not truly enlightened. If you think because you read books, positive books, and you listen to speakers, that don't make you enlightened. It's how you live, how you transmit that learning, what you're getting and hearing, how you putting it to use. If you following me and you don't implement my views and concepts I'm trying to give you, it won't work either. Trust me, I know that. But watch this. Enlightenment is not something you can read or think. It, like God, has to be experienced. It's experience that gives you wisdom and understanding. And watch this. It's something one knows. Gnosticism, that means to know. Belief, I can tell you, I'm big on knowing. And one who knows, watch this, when spiritual transformation occurs, when you come enlightened with spiritual knowledge of self, you gain knowledge and become conscious of self, there will be no question, watch this, about what it is or how it feels. You will know for yourself. It has nothing to do with your egoistic feelings of what? Superiority. I'm Dr. So and so. I'm the CEO. All that gravitas or title slinging means nothing spiritually. Watch this. Your superiority over others due to what? One's high wisdom or other delusions of self-importance because you have the cachet, you have the title, you think you're better. With a little knowledge, I'm a doctor, think you're better. No, that's just wrong. But that's the ego. That's ego. Watch this. Where we at? hmm It is, however, more like waking up. This is what enlightenment is. Excuse me. It's more like waking up in the morning and realizing, yeah, I had a vivid dream, man. Which seems so real. That's the intensity of the concept when you're thinking in dream state. But upon waking up, what happened? Enlightenment. The dream of life, what that you went through disappears, and what happens? There is a new reality. Ding, ding, ding. Right now, here and now, the present. And what happens? A wonderful reality beyond any past imaginations, a reality which transcends any notion of one's individual self. Being me don't mean jack. Being one with God means everything. Ancient philosophy tells us that the creation story, watch this, is replayed when? Every moment of every day. How? Every time our heart beats, a new moment of life is created. Every day the sun rises, another day is created. Modern science agrees with this assessment. So, okay, in less than 1 year, what happens? 98% of all your atoms in your body that make up your body are replaced with what? Completely new ones. So the body's constantly regenerating itself. We ain't got nothing to do with that. That's what I'm talking about. Stuff that man don't control. Moving on. Where we at? Agree with this. Okay. Now, in less than a year and a half, we have a completely new body. Therefore, the body is what? The body and the brain do not meet the criteria of what we consider what? Reality. Why? Because that which is unchanging, and if your body is constantly changing, your brain is constantly changing, it's not the truth. Watch this. There are they are ever changing, and that makes it illusionary. They, along with what? The mind the mind are changeable with time. Therefore, the only reality, pay attention, is that which sustains them, that which keeps them working and allows them to have the illusion that they really exist. And what is that? The only unchanging reality is the spirit that's in us. That's God. I'll wrap it up. Again, yeah, I'm almost home. Now, the meaning of the word physics, let's go right quick. I'm going to take you to school, is the study of the composition of nature. The word nature comes from the ancient Latin word excuse me, Natura. And the word natura originates where? In the Egyptian word netter. Sorry about that. See where we're going with this? God. And neteru, plural, meaning more gods, manifestations. The early Greek students of physics, such as Thales, okay, he learned the science of the study of God from where? You ready? Egyptian masters. When I spent 10 years studying mythology, Greek mythology, they never once said they went to Egypt and obtained that knowledge. When I started studying Egyptian philosophy, I knew all that already. Why? Because I got it from the Greeks. Sorry, I get annoyed with that. But yeah, I know a lot of stuff. It comes natural because I yeah, okay. And now I'm starting to learn where it comes from, where they got it from. And they tell you right here. Sometimes they let you know we went and got it from the Egyptian masters who what? Who instructed them to what? You ready? Know thyself. That's where the Greeks got it from. Us. And since what? Each human being is God manifested in form, God is the most direct way to know what? God the Netter himself is to what? Study God's manifestation. Nature, yourself. Make yourself intense study and you will find God. Let's go. Manifestation, Neteru, oneself. Because Neteru cannot exist without what? Being sustained at every moment by what? The Netter, the spirit. Therefore, Netter can be found in nature or Neteru. It is only due to what? The rampant, untrained thought process of the ignorant that control the direction of the mind, and that God, the Netter, is not perceived by them as Netter. Therefore, the study of Netter through Netters, the manifestation of Netteru, requires what? The mastery of our thought faculty, aka Tahuti, and the understanding of the laws in which natures exist. Maya. That's how them two is tied together, not in consorts, because Tahuti had a consort. Maya never. She works for her father, Ra, God. So she's a principal. Okay. Moving on. Now, from the Memphite theology, again, we had three different places. We're going to do it the Memphite because they was doing Ptah. That's what we're doing. Right there, the Shabaka stone inscription. From Memphite theology, from 5000 BCE, what? We learned that the netters are what? In reality, the myriad or forms which Ptah God assumes. And he tells you, I will be known by a myriad of names. So therefore, the idea of explaining the physical world was set forth in terms of what? Principles, Maya, aka netters. It represented by what? Objects, personalities, or animals which exemplify certain characteristics and tendencies that are found in nature as well as human beings. This is why the spirit is signified by the falcon, the hawk. Why? All the qualities that the hawk has, that's what represents the spirit. That's why when you use zoomorphic, anthropomorphic concepts, they're using the gift that God gave every creature that they have in existence, a way to survive and defend itself. Moving on. But that's the concept. But this differs, watch this, from the traditional Western view. Again, I don't subscribe to the Western view. Okay, and it explains, watch this, explaining the physical matter material world. And they do it in terms of what? Being a concrete abstract reality, which is wrong and composed of elements. We know that, okay? But because according to the ancient scriptures, there is only one element that exists, God. Through philosophical examination and now modern scientific experimentation, the idea of the world being an absolute reality is what is found to be, you ready? Illusionary. We knew that 5,000 years ago, but modern technology proves that out. So again, I don't want to be swell to think I know, but what I learned about my ancient ancestors, what we knew, all we doing now in modern time is affirming what we already knew without all this fancy technology that they can use, machinery. We just knew it from nature. That's what spirituality is about, innately knowing something. The Akashic Records is in your head. Sorry, not in the book. It came from somebody's head and they wrote it down. I know about books. I use books to get information and also to serve information. Simple. Moving on. Let me wrap this up. Sorry about that. I'm getting a little gabby here. Let me wrap this up for you. Where we at? We that okay, my God. Now, from the Memphite did that, the difference is there. Now through through philosophical examination, modern proved out that the world is illusionary. Watch this. Thus, the laws of existence by which the physical universe manifests and works under is understood as what? Interactions of what? Opposites. Maya. but complementary principles like Haru and Set. Haru upper, Set lower. They got to come together for the common good, and that's what they're talking about. That's when they become one. They're still in the same body. Again, the Egyptian conception of the dynamic principles in nature is contained in the diagram of opposites, 5000 BCE. It contained the principles of creation. You got air, fire, earth, and water, the four. And the basic mechanisms by which what they interact is what? Opposites. Hot, cold, dry, wet. Opposites. Okay? But one of the same. The qualities are further elaborated in what? In the cosmogonies as outlined on page 24 of the book. See the insert, I'm not doing that. But watch this. Of this text, where the creation is seen as what? An elaborate interaction of what? Complementary opposites, true. Similar ideas are found where? In Indian Ayurvedic medicine. They started at 1000 BCE, which they got from us, with the what? They started with the five elements. Here we go, for the principles in nature, which they represent earth, water, fire, and ether, aka new heaven. Okay. And in the Chinese idea of the two forces, we know yin and yang, spiritual, physical, okay, the concept, which what? Which arose from the ultimate one, Tao, and the five elements they call wood, metal, fire, earth, and air. This started when? In 1050 ACE. So all this is behind, all this is after, but they practice is pretty much the same philosophical points of view, with added their twist to it. Like me with right thing philosophy, I took it and put my twist to it, makes it uniquely mine. Let's go. I'm about to wrap it up. Now, for the more mystical teachings of the ancient Egyptian physics, I did that earlier in the book. It gets a little and I wouldn't do all that. But physics and the mysteries of matter, you can see the book, The Hidden Properties of Matter, Egyptian Physics and Yoga Metaphysics by Dr. Mutar Ashby. Yeah, he breaks it down, and I got some in here, a little lengthy again, but that's not my area of expertise, so I'll stick to mine. And I wrap it up. You got the creation myth. I just gave it to you from the Shabaka stone, which constitutes what? The main tenets of Memphite theology from that area are similar, watch this, in many respects to the creation story from who? The Indian mythology associated with the laws of Manu, Manu. Manu is what? A sage, again, a created god of Indian, Hindu, Vedic tradition who recounts the process of creation. Again, they got their concepts. Now you got the self-existent spirit. God felt the desire, karma, watch this. Thus, from a state of rest, nothing, the creative force, God, karma, is created, wishing to what? Create all things from what? His own body. God created the primeval waters, they called it Nara, and threw the sea in. From the sea came what? The golden cosmic age. Okay, egg, excuse me. That's what Gad was supposed to be born from the egg. That's why he wear his head is a goose, okay, from the proverbial egg. That was where that come from. Again, little tidbit. But the self-existent spirit, watch this, developed in the egg into what? Brahma in the Indians, Purshara, Purusha. And watch this. And after a year of meditating, divided into what? Two parts, male and female. This is the Vedic concept about creation, how it was started. Now we got the Egyptian mythology. I'm wrapping up with this one. In the Egyptian mythology, the word Manu or Manu signifies what? The land of setting sun and the beautiful West. The West is what? The abode of God and the resting place of all souls. They buried the dead in the West for that purpose, for that reason. You're born in the East, you travel like the sun, on life. There's a phase of life, and you're going to die and rest in the West. If you made it to the West, that means you did good. So, right thinkers, let's all go West. Right thinkers. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'll be back.